Chris Duarte, the 13th overall pick in the recent draft, just went off in his NBA debut, scoring 27 points. This is something that has to hurt for Warriors fans, as he was supposed to be playing in Golden State right now. The NBA season is here. We're going to have videos coming out almost every single day, so trust me, being subscribed is in your best interest. Let's aim for 3 likes on today's video. Not sure if you guys can do that, but hey, we shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars. With all that said, let's get into this. Unless you're a Pacer fan, Oregon fan, or follow draft prospects very closely, you probably haven't heard of Chris Duarte, but by the looks of things, you're going to be hearing his name a lot very soon. He's actually had a super inspiring journey to the league. He's a 6'5" shooting guard that was born in the Dominican Republic. He came to the United States for his final 2 years of high school, but would graduate unranked in the country, unranked at his position, and even unranked in the state. His college career actually started in junior college at Northwest Florida State. As a freshman there, he would average 12 points and 7 rebounds. He returned for his sophomore season and would go up to 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, leading his team to the JUCO Elite 8. After that season, top Division I programs started calling, and he eventually signed on to go to the University of Oregon. As a junior there, he would average 13 points and 6 rebounds, shooting 41% from the field and 34% from 3. It was in his senior season where he really got on the map for the NBA draft. He went up to 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting with insane efficiency of 53% from the field and 42% from 3. Following the conclusion of the season, while it looked like he was going to get drafted, it didn't really look like he was going to be a lottery selection, but as we got closer and closer to draft night, he started to climb up the board. Draft outlets were describing him as a big guard with a nice 3-point shot. Does a good job of floating around the perimeter and finding his shot where he hits with consistency. He's a solid defender who gets his hands in the passing lanes. He is fundamentally sound in all aspects of the game and looks the part of a 3-and-D wing at the next level. The big knock for him coming into the draft was his age. He was the oldest player in this draft, and by a pretty wide margin. He's currently 24 years old. To get an idea of how crazy that is, Devin Booker, a young superstar in this league, was drafted in 2015. He already has 6 NBA seasons under his belt and is currently in his 7th. He is the same age as Duarte. Duarte's older than guys like Jason Tatum, so for him to go early in the draft, teams had to be confident he was going to make an impact immediately. Well, the Pacers seemed to believe that as they took him with the 13th overall pick in the draft. He immediately showed that he was well worth that selection in the preseason. He averaged 18 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds, shooting 45% from the field, and proving to be that elite 3-point shooter that they wanted him to be, shooting 48% from 3 on over 7 attempts a game. Then in the preseason, he averaged 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists, but shot just 45% from the field and 32% from 3. He went into this season really out of the conversation for Rookie of the Year, but in his NBA debut, he showed he was the real deal, and he's currently the frontrunner to be the steal of the draft. Going against the Hornets, it was a 3-point battle all night between Duarte and LaMelo Ball. He finished the game with 27 points, 5 rebounds, an assist and a steal, shooting 9 for 15 from the field and 6 for 9 from 3. This was impressive. Throughout the draft process, the best case scenario comparison for him was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He was really looked at as a high floor, low ceiling prospect, but I really don't think that's the case. I don't think he had a very clear look all night. Most of his shots were heavily contested, but he wasn't afraid to use his step back to get enough space to get his shot off. He had 1 possession to end the first quarter, which I really think showed he is far from a quote-unquote 3-and-D guy. He took the ball up the court, got a screen from Zambonis that switched Miles Bridges onto him. He took the ball back out, stepped into a pump fake, which got Bridges to jump, and then splashed a triple at the buzzer. The confidence he showed in his rookie debut, you rarely see. The bookmakers saw enough from that one performance. It didn't look like a fluke. He shot up to 5th in Rookie of the Year odds, only trailing top picks Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Suggs. It looks like the Pacers really hit on this selection, but he could have easily been on a different team right now. He was 1 spot away from a team that was set on him, the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors went into the 2021 NBA draft with 2 lottery selections, the 7th overall pick and the 14th overall pick. Really looking for a 3-and-D wing to jump into this rotation immediately, they had their eyes on a couple guys, Moses Moody and Chris Duarte. Moody was a guy that reportedly they were thinking about going with at 7 early on in the draft process, but as time went on and it looked like they had a chance to grab Jonathan Kuminga, they couldn't pass on the value. But going into draft night, they had settled on who they wanted at 14. Moody had fallen a little bit down their board, and Chris Duarte had become their guy. It made sense. He was the age of an NBA veteran. He was going to come in and bring very solid rotational minutes that appeared to be much needed until Klay's return, especially considering we didn't know Jordan Poole would emerge as the player he is today. So if on the clock at 14 and Duarte was there, that was going to be their selection, and it was looking like there was a better chance than not of that happening. After their selection of Kuminga at 7, guys like Franz Wagner, Davion Mitchell, James Bouknight would come off the board. It was looking more and more like they were going to get their guy. The Spurs even shocked a lot of people by getting Joshua Primo at 12. So now there's just one selection separating them from completing their draft plans. The Pacers on the clock, and Adam Silver comes to the podium to say this.
With the 13th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers select Chris Duarte from Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, and the University of Oregon.
Luckily, the Warriors had a solid backup plan. They selected Arkansas shooting guard Moses Moody. At the time of the draft, I would have thought the Warriors were absolutely foolish taking Duarte over Moody. Moody's a 6'6" shooting guard with a 7-foot wingspan that in just his freshman season was averaging 17 points, shooting 36% from 3. I really didn't think these players had comparable potential, given Duarte is 5 years older. But as things stand right now, it's looking like both the Pacers and Warriors were right. Moody in the preseason looked good. He averaged 16 points, shooting 37% from 3, but to start this season, it's not looking like a huge role is going to be available. He averaged 14 minutes and 5 points during the preseason, and in his NBA debut, got on the court for just 6 minutes, where he scored just 2 points. Now, this could obviously change as the season goes on, and going forward, I'm still confident Moody's going to have a great career, but I don't think there's any question that the Warriors wish they had Duarte on their roster right now. Are we overreacting? Most definitely. Duarte's not going to be averaging nearly 30 points this season, but things are looking very promising. Now, it's one thing to have a team get your guy one selection ahead of you. Apparently in 2015, the Thunder were eyeing Devin Booker with the 14th overall pick, but he would go one pick earlier to the Suns, so they had to settle with Cameron Payne. Seeing how things panned out, that had to burn. But to add insult to injury, the Warriors' efforts to get Duarte didn't stop after the Pacers selected him. Golden State reportedly explored all their options of moving up in the draft leading up to draft night to secure him. Warriors general manager Bob Myers was on the phone till 7 a.m. trying to figure out a way, but nothing materialized. They still had hope he would fall to them. They even told Duarte that if he was there at 14, he was coming to Golden State. But once he was selected by the Pacers, they scrambled. They got on the phone with Indiana and tried to make a deal centered around Moody and future assets. But the Pacers didn't budge. A decision that is looking very good right now, but could create some crazy what-ifs for a very long time. If Duarte is truly the player we saw last night, imagine while they wait for Klay, they could have him alongside Curry and already have Poole in what appears to be the best role for him as a 6-man. Then once Klay returns, either put Klay or Duarte at the small forward position, or give Poole a partner in crime off the bench. Maybe Duarte is a career-long 12-point-a-game 3-and-D guy, but I really don't think that's going to be the case. I truly believe draft night of the 2021 NBA draft is something that the Warriors really don't want to look back on. Now for the Pacers, this makes things interesting. They're dealing with a lot of injuries, but with Karis LeVert and TJ Warren are yet to take the court for the team. But now with Duarte, this team has an insane amount of depth once they return. They still lack the high-end talent to really compete at the top of the conference, but I think they're set up for some very interesting trade possibilities. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Duarte will haunt the Warriors for years to come? The NBA season is in full swing. If you guys want to be updated with all the interesting storylines across the league, want to know all the interesting developments from this year's rookie class, you're gonna want to be subscribed. The support lately has been awesome. If you guys liked the video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.